Sasa kama kwao wameshadhibitiwa, wasije kutuharibia.
May 19th, 2025, East Africa is rocked by a diplomatic firestorm. Prominent Kenyan figures including the Reverend former Chief Justice Willy Mutunga and opposition leader Martha Karua are detained and deported at Tanzania's Julius Nyerere International Airport. What's going on? Is this a crackdown on democracy, a regional power play, or something deeper? Let's dive into this unfolding story.
Tumeanza kuona mtiririko au mwenendo wa wanaharakati ndani ya region yetu hii kuanza kuvamia na kuingilia mambo yetu huku. Sasa kama kwao wameshadhibitiwa, wasije kutuharibia huku.
It all began on May 18th, 2025 when Martha Karua, a towering figure in Kenya, former justice minister, opposition leader, and a 2027 Kenyan presidential candidate hopeful, landed in Dar es Salaam. She was there to observe the treason trial of Tanzanian opposition leader Tundu Lissu, a case that has already sparked international outcry. But when Karua, along with human rights advocate Lynn Ngugi and lawyer Gloria Kimani, arrived at Julius Nyerere International Airport, they were stopped, passports confiscated, hours of interrogation, and then deported back to Nairobi on Kenyan Airways flight. But the drama didn't stop there. Just hours later, on May 19, 2025, former Chief Justice of Kenya Willy Mutunga, alongside activists Hanifa and Hussein Khalid, faced the same fate. Detained at the same airport, they were barred from entering Tanzania. Why? Many believe it's tied to Tundu Lissu's trial, a politically motivated case that has got Tanzanian government on edge.
They are violating the right to a fair public trial.
Ni waombe katika matamko yanayotoka, ni vyema wizara na vyombo vyetu vya ulinzi na usalama mkajibu kwa haraka, mkachukua hatua za haraka, aidha kutoa ufafanuzi, kukanusha, au kama ni la kweli kukubaliana na kuchukua hatua za kurekebisha. Lakini tusiwe shamba la bibi kwamba kila mtu anaweza kuja akasema nalo litaka, lipo Tanzania halipo, watu wakajisemea tu.
Tundu Lissu, leader of Tanzania's Chadema party, is facing treason charges that could carry the death penalty. His crime, calling for electoral reforms ahead of Tanzania's October 2025 elections. Critics say the charges are a blatant attempt to silence the opposition, and now it seems Tanzania is shutting out anyone who might shine a spotlight on this trial.
Tusitowe nafasi. Walisha haribu kwao, walisha vuruga kwao. Nchi iliyobaki haijaharibika. Watu wako na usalama na amani na utulivu ni hapa kwetu.
To understand why this is such a big deal, let's zoom out. Martha Karua is no stranger to fighting for justice. A Kenya's former justice minister and a vocal critic of what she calls democratic backsliding in East Africa, I quote, "She has been a thorn in the side of governments across the region. She has also been representing another opposition leader, Uganda's Kizza Besigye, who faced similar charges. Karua's People's Liberation Party called for a deportation, and I quote, a violation of East Africa Community Principle.
The purpose of the Jumuiya is lost. It is a very sad time for East Africa, and it is up to us as citizens to say no to oppression."
And why Willy Mutunga? He is a legend in Kenya. As a Chief Justice, he championed judicial independence and human rights. His detention sent shockwaves, with many seeing it as a direct attack on regional cooperation. Posts on X captured the outrage, with users calling it, and I quote, a blow to democracy and warning to activists, end of quote. But why is Tanzania doing this? Some say President Samia Suluhu Hassan's government is feeling the heat. Her party CCM has ruled since 1977 And with elections looming, they are accused of cracking down on dissent. Lissu's Chadema party has already been banned from the polls for refusing to sign a controversial code of conduct. Sounds suspicious. Karua thinks so. She says this is about neutering the opposition. I quote, to ensure CCM sails through unopposed.
Our exclusion means that the CCM authorities are determined to violate the law and are not keen on according Tundu Lissu a fair trial. We call upon all leaders of the East African states. We notice that it's like there is now collaboration in oppressing citizens. We want to tell you that citizens of East Africa, and I am one of them, we are not going to take it lying down. We will push back and we shall not surrender to tyranny.
The fallout was swift. Kenya's Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary Treason confirmed that diplomats in Dar es Salaam were engaging Tanzanian authorities, but no clear answers have emerged. The East African Society and Amnesty International condemned the deportations, calling them a violation of international law. Meanwhile, Karua accused Kenya's own government, led by President William Ruto, of complicity for not protesting loudly enough, as I quote. Back in Nairobi County, Karua didn't mince words. She told reporters, as I quote, "This is a political trial and observers are essential." End of quote. She is now vowing to take the fight to the East African Court of Justice.
The common thread between us was that we were guests of the East African Law Society.
Mutunga, Falsafi and Khalid's detention only fueled the fire, with calls for Kenya to expel Tanzania's envoy in retaliation. This isn't just about a few deportations, it's about the soul of East African democracy. The East African community is supposed to promote free movement and cooperation, but incidents like these expose deep cracks. With Tanzanian election in October, Uganda's in January and Kenya's in 2027, some fear a pattern of repression in emerging. Are regional leaders working together to silence dissent? Karua thinks so, and she's not backing down. So, what happens next? Martha Karua and her allies are pushing for legal action and public advocacy. Tundu Lissu's trial continues, but with international observers barred, fears of unfair process are growing. In Kenya, activists are rallying, and in Tanzania, the opposition is bracing for a tough fight.
Hakuna kuogopa. Chadema haikatai uchaguzi, iko tayari hata kesho, lakini mpaka mabadiliko yafanyike ndipo tuingie kwenye uchaguzi. Tunaelewana vizuri? Kwa hiyo nataka niwahakikishie kwamba chama kiko imara, kiko sawasawa, na chama ndio nyie. Mungu awabariki sana.
One thing is clear, figures like Martha Karua and Willy Mutunga won't stay silent. What do you think? Is this a regional conspiracy or just a misunderstanding? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Reporting for Maisha Television, I'm William Juma.